can feel that I'm going to need to be talking to a doctor that does Botox, because that lid, why do you want to be so hooded? I don't, why do you want to be so hood? Hey guys, so it's me, Kiani. Today's video, I'm back with another makeup tutorial, and for this tutorial I thought that I would slow things down and I will share with you all the thoughts that go through my head when I'm creating looks like this. I know that tons of you love a good smoky eye tutorial, but sometimes when you get in the process of completing the look, you get stuck, you start to get nervous, it starts to get really muddy, and you basically stop, wipe everything off, and just basically throw all your palettes out. We've all been there. You guys know that I've talked about it, that I am still suffering from a broken radius bone, which means I'm kind of challenged completing looks like this with the quickness and the effortlessness that I'm used to. But I'm basically retraining myself on how to systematically create the look, not get frustrated, and allow my left hand to do all of the blending. So I'm actually going to walk you guys through how I completed this look, and I think for the most part it came out pretty good. And right now, if you're seeing the sun go up and down, she's just shining on me saying, yes girl, you did good. So pat yourself on the back. I'm not going to edit out the pieces that I think would show a lack of technique. I honestly think that a lot of videos show you guys the clips and the beginning and the ends of the video, but you really don't see the meat of what's creating the look. So therefore it gives you a very distorted perception of how these looks come about. I've literally been sitting here for over an hour and 30 minutes creating this look, and that doesn't mention the time that I had to stop the video to diffuse my hair. So honey, it's gonna start and I'm gonna look real scary. Like the beginning to the end is like but you get it. Nothing ends how it begins. So just get comfortable creating looks, taking a little bit more time for yourself, and basically don't start a look that you really cannot complete to completion. So therefore, nobody knows if you made a mistake. Okay? Deal? It's just between us. And I know my channel says Makeup by Kiani, but I do give you guys a good mix on hair and makeup, and we've actually started our vlog series. I will leave links of products that I use, additional videos that you might actually want to binge watch down in the description box. And if you are new here, make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also click that notification bell so the next time I upload, you'll be notified. We're coming up on the holiday season, so I'm thinking that I'm going to be able to give you guys a few more videos a week other than one a week. We're looking at maybe 2, if not 3 videos a week between hair, makeup, and vlogging. So make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to our channel so the next time we upload, you'll be notified. And without further ado, if you want to see how I completed this emerald green smoky eye tutorial, just keep on watching. Alright guys, so brows are already done, and I feel like I owe you guys a quick explanation. So I've been trying out this new refresh routine, and can we see this definition? And of course the sun is going to do its thing, but we thank you that it's sunny. But of course you've already seen the intro, so you know it doesn't stay like this. We just have to let it dry and trust the process, okay? Let's go ahead and move into the rest of the tutorial. I'm going to grab my Mercure Beauty Oil. And because of my cast, I've been using my Melanie Mills brushes. So I'm going to add a little bit of this oil, just a tiny bit, to my face. I'm going to blend it in with my brush. Yes, skin! I love this brush because even though I have my brows on, can you guys see how I'm not disturbing them? It is honestly one of my favorite new makeup accessory tools, and there's going to be a link down below for all the products that I'm using with coupon codes. So because I want this foundation to be very skin-like, very dewy, but I want it to be very set, and you know that I just used that beauty oil, and I'm not really giving it enough time to dry down on its own because I want you guys to see how I was starting to apply it. I'm going to grab my RCMA No Color Powder, and I'm actually going to just set the beauty oil in. I'm basically just going to create my own primer. Grab my little Paw palette here, shake a little bit out. I love these palettes so much as well because even if I don't use all of this powder, it will sit right here until tomorrow or the next time that I do makeup. And can we see how even though I've put that powder on, my skin doesn't look dry and it's not even giving me a white cast. So that is a true testament for those of you that are still kind of on the fence if you need to use a no color powder or a translucent powder. No flashback, you're welcome. Next I'm going to grab my Estee Lauder Futurist foundation. I bought this the beginning of the summer. I'm in the shade 5W1 bronze and it still works. I'm actually going back to my pre-summer shade and I used this the other day and it worked out great, and I'm just going to go ahead and start using this up, okay? So I'm going to do a quick little, have a pump, and you'll see that it's really, really liquidy. So I'm going to grab another Melanie Mills brush and just start blending it in. And I'm using tiny amounts, so I still haven't used a full pump yet. So don't come for me thinking that I'm using 3-4 pumps. Like, this is still part of the first pump. Can you see how I'm just now pushing that pump all the way down? So 1 pump is all I really need. Now, it's coming off a tad bit light. And this is how I can tell, because around my forehead, this is actually my real complexion right here. But I'm going to bronze all of that up. So in just a bit, it's going to be my right shade, trust me. I'm going to go ahead and grab my 3 favorite shades of e.l.f. Camo Concealer. We're going to highlight, color correct, and contour. So you notice that I went ahead and set underneath my eye area where the concealer was, and I applied the concealer one eye at a time and blended it out. Mainly because I'm working with one hand. I'm typically not as fast as I was using my right hand. Using another Melanie Mills of Omnia brush. This is the MM03. I like this brush because it allows me to evenly dispense this concealer that I'm using as my contour. I always say that my face is so round, which is why I go so intensely with my contour, because it really does bring out structure in my face. And this is how I'm actually going to make sure that my foundation matches. Pushing it all the way up into the hairline. Can you see how that iciness is starting to disappear? Mm-hmm. Honestly, why I hate doing my brows first, because some kind of way I always end up messing them up in the blend process. Okay. Skin check. I really want to get me a new bronzing powder, but that's maybe drugstore. But until I find one that I'm like, okay, it's Kiani approved, I'm going to use my Bodyography contour palette, and I'm just going to reinforce my bronzer or my contour. So if at this point you're feeling like your makeup is looking a little bit muddy, there's still a saving grace. We're going to add blush and then a finishing powder, and we can move on to eyes. And you'll see that everything is going to come back nice and smooth. So don't panic. So for highlight, I actually use Rum Punch and Pina Colada. Beautiful, beautiful shades. And I love to go lighter with my blush during the fall and my highlight because I go so smoky with my eyes, and then during the summer I feel like I actually go a lot more intense on blush. So it's kind of backwards, but it works for me. If you like colors that are a little bit more intense, which means that you have a little bit more melanin in your skin than myself, this is the palette that you would want. I stand by these palettes so much. They're by Stilazzi, and that one is the Barbados palette. Check the link down below. There's a coupon code. Now let's go ahead and set this face. I'm going to be using my Black Radiance Soft Focus Powder. You guys already know it's drugstore. I love this powder. It honestly rivals high-end powders. So I'm going to just do a quick little cleanup here, set this face, and move on. Are we good? Skin check? Check. Curls check? Check. I think it's probably time for me to do a quick diffusing session before this gets too stuck to my head. So let's do that, and I'll come back and do eyes. All right. We're back. Curls are nice and fluffy. Yeah, I'm liking this new diffusing technique. If you're interested, you know what to do. Check the link down below. I'm hoping it's not too bright, but you already know. I'm just going to kind of zoom in, and we're going to get started. I really want to do kind of a green, like a mossy green look, but I don't really have a green, so I'm going to make one. I'm going to grab my Stilazzi. This is the Emerald Green Borderline Gel Liner, and I'm just going to try to make a shape. And because I'm used to creating the shapes with my right hand, I'm having to use my left hand, which means I'm really going to just be working with my finger so I don't get a lot of fallout. And I really want this to be a good smoky. Oh, pigmentation, yes. I really like to use these instead of eyeshadow primer because I feel like I can get the pigmentation, I can get it on really, really smooth, especially with working with my left hand right now. I need this to be easy, but I don't want it to look choppy. So just smooth that out right there. I'm sorry guys, these palettes are absolutely disgusting because that means I use them. I'm grabbing my Spellbound palette, Stilazzi, and I think I'm going to be working with the shade right here called Wicked. I also have my Jordan Liberty in Stilazzi palette, the Dark Room palette, and I think I'm going to be working in this row right down here. So I have Phantom, Asphalt, Dark Horse, Santa Cruz, and Riviera. Like, I think these colors right here is what's going to help me create this look. I've talked about this in detail before. Whenever you have more of a hooded lid, it works best if you're working with your fingers because you can basically mark the space and then you could go in and start blending to make sure that you don't lose the product. So that's what I'm working with now. I will link down below other videos that I've talked about this more in detail before so you can kind of see it in unison. I'm going to go into this shade called Santa Cruz and pop that right over top of that emerald. You see how this is actually turning this into more of a darker muted green, more of a fall green. I'm going to go into the shade called Wicked and just lay it right over top just to intensify it. Like, really, that's the color I'm looking for. Oh yeah, that made it much more intense, and just slightly overlay that over top of that asphalt. But remember, when you're working with eyeshadows and you love a shimmer because it has all that sparkle, they typically work best when you overlay them or sandwich them between a matte shade. So asphalt was my matte, and now I have all that sparkle and shimmer. You guys know I always work with the towel down below, especially when my fingers are part of my tools. Clean them off so I can actually go ahead and create kind of the same spacing on this eye. So let's do that really quick. Okay, product placement just about done. I'm going to actually grab a brush now and go back and basically reinforce the shades. Did you vote?
Yep. Guess where I went?
Where?
I went down to the Bell Auditorium.
All right.
It was good. I was in and out. In and out, Kiani.
Excellent. How long?
Like I walked in.
No line?
But I went down there because I know they got like a million, a lot of
Space.
different things up.
No line?
No line. No, people was coming in and out now, but they was moving them though.
Good.
You probably talking, they got 6, I think probably like, they probably got like easily 40 machines in there, if not more.
I'm sorry guys, I'm having to move back in with my right hand and just buff over this. I'm just kind of toning this down, like I create the color that I wanted, and now I just need to soften it. I'm actually getting better with my left hand, which is crazy. On my left side, I'm becoming much better with my left hand. Like it almost seems to make more sense to work with my left hand on my left side. Okay, I'm moving it into a little bit more of that green that I want. I like it to be a little bit more jaded. So what I've done is added a good amount of that Wicked shade right over this inner V, and I had to switch over to a brush to really push some of that black out. I love how this eye's turned out better. Ah! Go back in, poolside, detail A. Just break this up some. It's about as balanced as it's going to get because that hooded lid is just, you have to come right up over it. Now I have balance. All right, let's flip the brush over, go back into Smoked Out. I feel like it's blacker than asphalt. It's working out really nice because I have that gel liner underneath. It's giving me a lot more depth. Okay, that looks great. Let's smoke it out. Ooh, yes girl. Going into Jet, and I'm using a pencil brush just to kind of create a little bit more completeness with this black. What are we thinking? Doesn't have a lot of sparkle to it, but I think I like it. This eye is starting to fold a little bit more because the lid itself is starting to fold. I'm honestly changing the shape of my eye, is what's happening at this point. I'm actually distracting away from that hood, because sometimes, you know, during the fall you want a little bit more oomph. Kind of like it being more oval than more angled. I just grabbed a little bit of concealer and basically erased it. But whatever wants to kind of shine through, I'm just smoking it out. Just have a little bit of my finishing powder here, which typically just becomes a beautiful blend down shade. I can feel that I'm going to need to be talking to a doctor that does Botox, because that lid, why do you want to be so hooded? I don't, why do you want to be so hood? I'm so hood. No? Okay. Okay. It's just time for a lash. You guys, these lashes, I've been teasing you all about these lashes for so long. It's almost time for me to stop teasing you. What is the US mail lady doing in a van? Oh my God, she has to get out every time? Ooh, that's gonna be so good. Let's put this lash on and show you the difference that this is going to make. Y'all just got to bear with me, because this left hand, I think I'll be getting this cast off in about another 3 weeks. Actually, I go next week for another x-ray to make sure that it's healing properly, which means they have to take the cast off, which means I get a new clean cast. So I'm excited about that. I'll get a chance to scratch my arm, wash it, sanitize it, since I haven't been able to do that in almost 2 weeks now. All right, we have lashes on. Let's add a little bit of lower lash mascara. I like to tap the tip of the mascara wand to the root of my lower lashes, so it makes it look like I've added falsies on the bottom. Oh, that's so good. Look at there, all smoked up and nowhere to go. And now just the last thing, we have to do a lip. I'm gonna grab my Lip Tricks lip conditioner and every time I put this on, it just feels like loveliness. I'm gonna use the shade Persimmon Pickin'. This is honestly just an all the way around amazing shade for fall. Goes with absolutely everything. It just gives it a little bit of that cinnamon punch. Quick little tuck. I absolutely love how this turned out. Like, I'm so used to having a little bit more sparkle on the eye that I think it was time just to let the mattes do their thing. The only sparkle that I added was this shade right here called Morocco, and it just gives it a gradual punch, just ever so slightly. And yeah, I absolutely love how this turned out. I'm hoping you guys have as well. And now it's time for you guys to comment down below. What was your favorite part of this tutorial? Was it me talking you through it? Was it the foundation? Was it the whole end for you, sis? Let me know. You guys know I love to know. Comment down below. You guys also know I love to connect with you, so make sure you connect with me. Follow me on all my social media links to never miss another upload. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you click that bell. Also click that subscribe button so the next time I upload, you'll be notified. Until next time, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hugs and kisses. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.